Welcome to the AC 24/7 Top Story Countdown. We'll guide you through the biggest news of the day. Our focus, advocating our rights, advocating health, and advocating Earth. Here's our pick for number 4.
The unprecedented migrant surge on the U.S. southern border has forced thousands of migrants, including Lorean's and her 3-year-old son from Venezuela, to wait outside for immigration processing in 2 states, Texas and Arizona.
So you've been here for hours, ya tienes horas.
Federal authorities temporarily shutting down 2 international crossings with Mexico in the last week and redirecting port of entry personnel to process migrants. In the Del Rio Border Patrol sector, migrant apprehensions have exceeded 2,500 per day some days this week, according to a law enforcement source.
We need somebody from D.C. to come over here and see this problem.
Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber, a Democrat, says the influx puts a strain on his limited force.
I don't have the manpower and I don't have the equipment.
His deputies respond to drownings on the Rio Grande. Scenes like these, showing an unconscious migrant mother getting CPR while her children scream, have happened too often in the last month, making Maverick County the deadliest area for migrants in this 10-county border region, says medical examiner Dr. Corinne Stern.
Have you seen these many drownings in a very short period of time before?
No, not like this, and especially not at this time of the year.
Dr. Stern says in the last week or so, 6 migrant children between the ages of 0 and 15 have drowned in Maverick County alone.
It's horrible. We shouldn't be burying our children.
Lorean's shows us the water was about knee-high when she carried her son across the river.
She says that she gets emotional because it's just been a very tough journey. Would you invite President Biden to come here to Maverick County?
It'd be great. It'd be very, very good. I think that it would help him a lot.
In Arizona,
why won't the president meet with us so we can address community concerns?
The sheriff of Cochise County, a Republican, also calling on President Joe Biden to visit his border state.
This is frustrating, it's insulting, and for us trying to do everything we can to protect our citizens.
Daily migrant apprehensions in Border Patrol's Tucson sector have nearly doubled in just months, a Homeland Security official says. Smugglers are dropping off large groups of migrants in remote areas, creating a transportation nightmare, according to CBP.
We need the federal government to act.
Arizona's Democratic governor also frustrated with the Biden administration's border response.
We need the federal government to step up and do its job and secure our border.
As for Lorean, she is counting her blessings after surviving the journey.
¿Lo harías de nuevo? Would you do it again? No. She says that she would never do it again.
Her message for migrants? Stay home.
All right, electors, that is 6 votes certified for President Donald J. Trump.
This event, posing as an official ceremony, is central to the indictments announced today in Nevada. A grand jury indicted these 6 fake electors. They now face felony charges.
Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida, having received 6 electoral votes, is declared the winner of the electoral votes for the state of Nevada.
That's a lie. Trump lost Nevada in 2020 by 33,000 votes. Joe Biden won Nevada's 6 electoral votes. The document they signed that day became part of a charade seeking to undermine voters' faith in democracy. Since that day in 2020, the fake electors have faced scrutiny, but they did not face charges until today and have continued in Republican politics. We found 2 of them in this Reno, Nevada library.
You haven't spoken it. You're not going to comment on whether you've spoken to anybody.
That's going on, right?
But
so,
you do understand
please, if you would turn that off. We have nothing to talk about really on that. Yeah, I have nothing to say.
This is Nevada Republican Vice Chairman Jim Hindle, now indicted, and Nevada Republican Party National Committeeman Jim DeGraffenreid, also indicted.
Yeah, have you been contacted by investigators? What about your testimony in Georgia, the case that's on that?
We've been making the roadshow around the state.
Crisscrossing the state, talking about next year's caucus.
Is there any irony in you going around with, as you to use your words, the roadshow, talking about 2024 when in 2020 you signed this fake elector document?
Any questions? I apologize, but this is not something I will entertain.
Do you still believe Trump won?
Yeah, it's irrelevant.
The Electoral College elects the president, and so the Electoral College elected Joe Biden, and so Joe Biden is the president.
Then how do you explain what happened in 2020? That ceremony you participated in and the document you signed?
Again, no comment on that.
We contacted all of Nevada's 6 fake electors about the state attorney general's investigation. I'm looking for Sean Meehan.
This is him.
And this is Meehan in 2020.
Sean Meehan.
Present.
In the attorney general's investigation of the fake electors.
I have no comment on that.
Let's try a cell.
You've reached the office of Michael J. McDonald.
I'm trying to reach Mr. McDonald again. The leader of the fake electors, Michael McDonald. Current Nevada Republican chairman, was center stage just last month.
Trump! Trump!
One of Trump's closest allies in the West.
I want to thank Michael. He's been fantastic right from the beginning.
McDonald has been summoned by both the January 6 grand jury and in the Georgia fake electors case. McDonald is also now indicted.
Today, a new and sobering warning from the Secretary of Homeland Security.
We are definitely in a heightened threat environment, and we are proceeding with vigilance.
Alejandro Mayorkas' comments to CNN mirror those of FBI Director Christopher Wray, who told senators the current threat environment inside the United States is different now from periods, he says, when individual threats popped up here and there.
I've never seen a time where all the threats, or so many of the threats, are all elevated all at exactly the same time. That's what makes this environment that we're in now so fraught.
Would you say that there's multiple blinking red lights out there?
I see blinking lights everywhere I turn.
Wray said the FBI is working, quote, around the clock to disrupt potential attacks by people who are inspired by Hamas's terrorist attacks on Israel on October 7th. Since that day, Wray has spoken often of an increase in threats inside America's borders related to the Israel-Hamas war. What's different about what's happening right now?
Director Wray is talking about is the threat stream has become a bit of a waterfall. You're seeing threats come from foreign terrorist organizations, ISIS and Al-Qaeda, domestic violent extremists. These are people who are following the propaganda coming from overseas who could be lone wolf attackers.
Experts say the constant stream of televised images of October 7th and the Israel-Hamas war has led to a flood of propaganda from terrorist groups and extremists from all sides. Propaganda and often misinformation that can be almost impossible to filter.
They exist on message boards, they exist in chat rooms, they exist in private groups, they exist in large groups.
And the spike in anti-Semitic and Islamophobic threats and attacks has been significant, from the wounding of 3 Palestinian college students in Vermont to a Cornell University student being charged with threatening to kill Jewish students.
The greatest danger is that lone offender who may be isolated, may be ostracized, and who is reading these messages and saying, I could step out and do something.
Analysts say the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, even before October 7th, has often been a touch point for hatred in the U.S.
What you're seeing are individuals who are taking the justification that they've been looking for and using it to go do the violence. These are individuals who have long wanted to commit violence, have long been, filled with that hatred of Jews, of Muslims, of individuals who are not in their in-group.
A flurry of emotions hovering over the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, after a gunman opened fire on campus Wednesday.
You see all these school shooting stuff always, and I'm like, I kind of knew it was going to happen to me one day, but it's weird to have it real. It's scary, and it's real, and it needs to be taken seriously.
The suspect, who was pronounced dead at the scene, is a 67-year-old career college professor, according to a law enforcement source.
Our hearts go out to the entire UNLV community. No student should have to fear pursuing their dreams on the college campus.
This marks the 80th school shooting in the U.S. this year, according to CNN analysis, and it comes more than 24 hours after a deadly gun rampage in the Austin-San Antonio area.
Our thoughts are with the 6 victims who lost their lives, as well as several others who were injured, including 2 police officers.
In response to both shootings, President Joe Biden issued a statement calling on Congress to pass a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
The fact that this happens over and over again is ridiculous. School shootings have been happening since I was born. I was born in the year 2000. It's 2023, and I'm tired of it.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.